Hey y'all, I'm Elisa.
And I'm Samantha.
And welcome to Watch for Deer.
We have been so terribly betrayed. You want to pay now. Who wants to go with their child has a right to go with their child. I think it's humane. I want to see you go, though. They can take me and do with me whatever they want to do. I want to see you go. I don't want to see you go through this hell no more. We're trying. If everybody will relax. The best thing you do to relax, and you have no problem. You'll have no problem with the thing if you just relax. He doesn't want to tell them. All he's doing, if they will tell them, assure these children. Some people assure these children of the relaxation of stepping over to the next plane. We've set an example for others. We've set 1,000 people who say we don't like the way the world is. Adults, I call on you to stop this nonsense. I call on you to quit exciting your children when all they're doing is going to quiet rest.
So I'm not sure if anyone can recognize that voice.
No, I have no idea what that was.
That tape is so haunting once you know what it is.
What?
And where it's from.
What was she singing? I ain't never
heard a man speak like this before.
Yeah, but she was singing it.
Yes, she was.
Okay.
Now, today we're going to cover one of the most baffling mass suicides that still pique interest today. We are going to talk about the People's Temple and their leader, Jim Jones.
Is that where... I think I know what that is. Maybe I know what that is.
Hear them babies screaming.
Die with respect, die with a degree of dignity. Lay down your life with dignity. Don't lay down with tears and agony.
Are they all dying right now, Elisa?
Stepping over into another plane. Don't be this way. Stop this hysterics. This is not the way for people who are socialists and communists to die. No way for us to die. We must die with some dignity.
Is that... I don't know what's going on.
So these audio clips that I'm playing for you are from what was discovered after the massacre in Jonestown. It is from what is called the death tape.
Is this...
It is a 45-minute recording of right after Jones initiates what they call the White Knight drill, which we'll discuss, later on in this episode. But this is drink the Kool-Aid.
I was going to ask you at the beginning, is this where everybody had those Nikes on and everybody drank the Kool-Aid?
Nobody had Nikes on.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I didn't read anything in this book about any Nikes, but
I thought they all had like
Are you thinking about the Heaven's Gate? Because I feel like
do they all have?
It's
Nikes?
One of the alien like cults.
I think that maybe I am thinking of Heaven's Gate because they were trying to get on some spaceship.
Yeah. Nope. So this one is talking about People's Temple and Reverend Jim Jones, and this is where they had to drink the Kool-Aid with the cyanide poisoning.
That's Heaven's Gate.
Okay, so let's dive right in. James Warren Jones was born May 13th of 1931 in Crete, Indiana, to James Thurman Jones and Lynetta Putnam. His father, who had been injured in World War I, so all the financial responsibilities were put on the shoulders of his mother. Now, neighbors remembered the family as being very odd and closed off. Others described Jones as a very intelligent, but he was strange. He was a really strange child.
You don't say.
Jones was very smart, and he loved to read.
Cult leaders have to be smart.
They do have to be smart.
They have to be smart. They're not good people, but they have to be smart. And they have to be charismatic.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they just had to be. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Now, he really gravitated towards religious books, and he started seeking out a home church. By the time he was 10, he was being groomed as a child evangelist by a very fanatic Pentecostal woman minister. Growing up, Jones used to hold mock church services and funerals for dead animals that he would either find,
kill himself.
or kill himself.
Really?
I mean,
I was guessing at that.
So he was a very lonely child. He was very lonely.
Yeah.
And so he had a lot of animals in the barn. Like he had a lot of the neighborhood kids would come over to his house, and he would, and this just goes to show you how charismatic he was, is he would trick them into like cleaning out the stables and the pens and stuff. Like it was like fun for them. So even at this age, even at 10, he was learning how to manipulate other people.
Yeah.
So at a very young age, Jones was very attracted to religion and a charismatic Christian traditions. Jones would become a street preacher and was a huge advocate for his time in involving racial inequality. So he was really one of those guys that was like pounding the streets and really pushing for equality.
Wait, equality? Because you said inequality.
Oh, racial equality. Sorry.
Equality. Okay.
Sorry. My bad. No, he was, he was he was a huge advocate, and we'll get on a little bit later. Like he even went as far as like he was, who is it? The Black Panthers? I think it's the Black Panthers. But he was even involved like with them, like helping like spread awareness. And
I mean, there was a group called that. I just don't know
if
that's what you're talking about. I don't know if you're correct or not.
Jones would always crave having a loving family and felt that life had cheated him out of that. He internalized a lot of the shame and pain and spoke very openly about it about a year before his death. He says, quote, "I was ready to kill by the 3rd grade. I mean, I was so effing aggressive and hostile. I was ready to kill. Nobody gave me any love, any understanding. In those days, a parent was supposed to go with a child to school functions. There was some kind of performance, and everybody's effing parent was there but mine. And I'm just standing there, alone. Always was alone." Throughout the book, Raven, The Untold Story of Reverend Jim Jones and His People by Tim Reiterman, we can see that Jones was neglected and left to fend for himself at a very, very young age. People recounted that he would often be seen partially naked with dried crap all over his butt and wandering the neighborhood. So when I say this kid was neglected, like his dad, he had gotten hurt. He was a deadbeat. Like he didn't help in any way, shape, or form. So it was mom's job to go and work, and try to make ends meet. In 1949, Jones would marry Marceline Baldwin, whom he met while working in a hospital as a teenager. Marceline would prove to be an excellent choice for marriage, as she always stood behind him, and she never left his side.
When did they get married? Did it say?
In 1949.
So is this before my time? This is before my time. Did they drink the Kool-Aid before my time? Is that why I'm having, I remember.
You remember it?
Hearing?
We'll get
no,
there.
I don't remember it, but I remember hearing about it.
No,
Yeah.
I think it happened like in the early 80s.
Okay.
They would have one child.
No.
Yep. Hold on. It's these chords there. They would have one child together.
Yeah.
But they later adopted several children of different ethnicity. Oh my God.
No, you just go right ahead. I ain't going to help you. Keeps trying to say it.
They would adopt different children of different races. And
just say of different ethnic races.
That word. Ethnicities.
Oh, just keep going, Lisa.
I'm not even drinking, so that's a good time.
Well, that's a shame. Pause it.
Emily, we need a drink. But Jones called it his rainbow family because of all the different colors. See, I feel like that seems a little racist to me.
What? That
Like,
he said that?
That he said that he was like, oh, he's like, yeah, let's call it this. Like, I feel like that's kind of racist, like the Rainbow family.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe not.
I mean, if he didn't mean it like in a racist way,
maybe he just meant we're a very colorful.
I think that's exactly what he meant. I mean, it may sound right. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to agree with anything this man says. But so yes, it was racist.
Yes, it was racist. Jones would become a fully ordained minister in 1950 in the Independent Assemblies of God, and would attract his first group of followers after participating in the Pentecostal Latter Rain movement and the Healing Revival.
Did all his kids die too?
The Latter Rain, also known as the New Order of the Latter Rain. And it was also, it was a post-World War II movement with Pentecostal Christianity, which remains controversial.
Controversial?
Yes.
Controversial.
That's what I said. Controversial.
It's not controversial.
I'm struggling.
It's controversial.
It's cronk.
It's controversial.
Controversial. Mm-mm. The Healing Revival is a term used by many American charismatics in reference to a Christian revival movement that began in June of 1946 and continued through the 50s. The Healing Revival sparked the Latter Rain movement in 1948, and then these two movements were kind of interrelated. So one started, and once it happened, like they just kind of brought them all together, and they just kind of were there together. Now, radio personality Hank Hangraff rejected the entire Healing Revival as a hoax and condemned the subsequent oh my God, I cannot talk today. Evangelical and oh my God, I am on the struggle bus. I swear to God, I need some alcohol.
I mean,
something.
I think maybe it may set you right.
Am I having like a mini stroke?
I don't know.
I'm really struggling today.
This is giving me a good idea for the next episode. Every 30 minutes, we take a shot. We start, we take a shot, start a story, and just keep on going.
And just keep going.
And see where your sweet spot is.
Where my sweet spot
your
clearly
sweet spot is where you can.
It's completely sober is not it. It is not it. But he basically he said that these people were like cults. They were, up to no good. Unlike other cults, Jones members were not social misfits. So you see that a lot of times, that they target people who are down on their luck or they are really easy manipulated.
Yeah.
These people were generally decent, hardworking, socially conscious people, and some of them were either like they were super highly educated. So they were very smart people.
Listen to me. When I tell you, and I believe that our listeners will probably agree, especially maybe if a lot of them around here, some of the dumbest people I know have degrees.
Well, oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could be book smart and just not have, like, common sense.
They're everywhere.
It's all over the place.
They're literally everywhere. Crawling with it.
It's crawling.
It's crawling on the ground with it.
Many of his followers wanted to help the less fortunate and serve God. Jones's popularity would skyrocket after his involvement in joint campaigns with these particular movements. He quickly began to amass a following. With the support of the Latter Rain and the Healing Revival's largest leaders, Jones was then encouraged to find and create the People's Temple in 1955. The People's Temple was racially integrated and focused on helping people in need. Jones was very charismatic and demanded loyalty. He preached on sacrifice, and he had a vision that was more socialist in nature. Jones stated that capitalism caused a super unhealthy balance in the world, where the rich became more richer and the poor worked hard but received peanuts. That sounds really familiar, doesn't it?
I mean, it doesn't sound... I mean, I've always thought that the rich get richer.
Mm-hmm. And we keep struggling.
We keep working ourselves to death to be middle class, and the poor get poor.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly what it happens.
So, I mean, here we are, in 2024, and not much has changed since, like, the 1950s.
Yeah.
We're still living the same way. We're still fighting for racial equality. And even though the church was small, it tried to do big things. So they had really good intentions with his church.
Yeah.
Like, really good intentions.
You think that
I think
everything.
I don't think he had good intentions, but I think his followers did, because they did open a lot of like soup kitchens for the needy. They did homes and things for elderly and the mentally ill.
Well, first of all, I think we are, as a society, I disagree with you on that. I do think that we are tons better off than the 1950s. But was he an all bad person starting out, like with the soup kitchens and stuff? Are you? I mean, because
I feel like he just had a motive.
I was going to say, well, he may have had a motive, but like people can, start something good and end up bad.
So no, my personal opinion after reading this book, he started the soup kitchens and this stuff, in my personal opinion, again, just to put on that show, just to make people look at me, I'm godly.
Listen, there's so many
great
people,
Christian man.
There
Come
is
follow
so
me.
Many people.
It was all an act with him.
There's so many people on. You know what kills me, like on especially like TikTok and stuff. There's people who will record giving homeless people something and put a camera right in their face.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
Would you want to be kicked in the nuts when you're down and put on video or on TikTok?
No.
At your lowest moment in your life, would you want to see yourself on TikTok?
No.
Okay. Stop doing it, people. Just stop. Just stop. It also assisted in helping other people find jobs, and they really did. They wanted to serve God and help their fellow man. It just went awry. In 1965, when Jones was 34, he ordered the People's Temple to be moved to California after investigations of his healing rituals began. Now, approximately 65 families packed up their lives and made the move to California with their church. Now, I want to back up just a little bit. I didn't write this in, but I did want to just kind of discuss it. But we're like talking about these healing rituals. So when he had this congregation in this church, one of his things was he could cure cancer, or he could cure whatever. And part of his scheme was he had these inside men or women that were really trusted in the congregation. So he spent decades having his cronies or his minions going through the garbage and finding like drug bottles and finding their mail and their hospital bills. That way he knew what they were physically and mentally going through.
So he could preach on it
and manipulate it.
Yeah.
And he would be just like you said, like we were talking about the psychics. He would be like, he'd have them come up and he'd be like, oh, I feel there is a Dr. So-and-so involved.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yes, Lord. And he got that out of your trash.
Yeah.
He was just a douche.
Oh,
he was a douche.
He's shadier than hell.
He's shadier than shit.
Shadier than hell.
Shadier than hell. But he's awful. He's a terrible man. Now, once they moved to California, this is where things really start to fall off the rails. Jones began drifting away from like the traditional Christian teachings and began describing himself as being reincarnated, such as Christ and Buddha. By the 70s, the People's Temple had gained strong political influence as well. It was said that Jones could deliver busloads of very well-dressed disciples for demonstrations and rallies, assisting in swaying the public from one side to the other. Mm-hmm. From the outside, People's Temple and Reverend Jim Jones was the heart of their community. Like they put much-needed care in homes and done all this thing for the less fortunate, but it was all an act.
Yeah.
After the move to California, though, the vibe of People's Temple went from religious to more political, with a very strong communist influence. At this time, Jones required his followers not to only pledge their obedience to him and his church, but also it was a requirement for them to hand over all of their material possessions and all of their wealth. And again, we preached, Lord have mercy. We have talked about, cults in the past with Love the Love Is One cult and the Twin Flames. Like, that's one of the that's a huge red flag, is demanding that you rely solely upon them and this community.
Well, they can't brainwash you if
right,
they don't.
if you have someone
know how
helping
this
you.
day and time. I don't know how this day and time somebody can be brainwashed by a cult with everything that we know, but of course, I think it
people
happens
go
slowly,
through things.
So.
Well, I think people go through things, and I think really it just hits you when you're at your lowest and you're actively seeking, or you're actively opening up yourself to try to find a piece or an answer. And I just think that they feed off that. Like, they can sense that energy, and they just go to town on it. Members would often work long unpaid hours for the church and eventually broke ties with their families. Members were also expected to raise their children in a commune, and even signed false confessions that they had sexually abused their own children and handed it over to the church, so the church could save that as potential blackmail if they ever needed it in the future and they tried to split from the church.
I don't understand. I don't understand
If somebody come up to me and asked me, said, "Hey, we need you to sign this paper saying you sexually abused your child," I'd be like, "You are a dumb son of a monkey."
That's why I don't understand how this happens.
How was that not a red flag?
I don't understand how this happens.
I don't know. I don't either. It's again, like I said, this case is just one of those that have always piqued curiosity and interest and fascination. You just can't comprehend. Cannot comprehend.
I cannot stop yawning. Go ahead.
The church was quickly forming into a cult that involved entirely around Reverend Jones. After becoming infatuated with the power, he ordered his followers to call him either father or dad. He would later describe himself as Christ and would eventually try and lay claim that he was God. Now, being a cult leader is like super stressful. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. A lot of manipulation and a lot of,
The way you said that, you're like, so being a cult leader, it's like super stressful.
It's like super stressful. Like, I get it, Jonesy. Like, I get it. Like, it's exhausting. So... So to keep up with all his good works and his cult behavior, he's got to keep up this act. He starts taking drugs, barbiturates, and amphetamines, all of this to help him keep going.
So he was doing all this crazy shit sober.
Initially.
Oh my God.
Initially. And he starts taking all this stuff because he can't keep up. So he's like, "Oh, we're just going to take these drugs."
Do you remember? Okay, hold on. My friend Ferg, she'd appreciate this. Do you remember on Saved by the Bell when Jessie couldn't keep up with high school?
I'm so excited.
But she was taking caffeine pills. Caffeine pills. And she's like, "I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared."
Listen, I pop caffeine pills probably twice a day.
I mean...
It's a caffeine pill. I mean, I don't know, Jess. Like,
so that's what he's doing. Jim Jones doing like the little running in place, and I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
Oh gosh. Well, unfortunately, these drugs caused his health to decline. It caused major mood swings, and of course, when you do drugs, it increases the paranoia.
The paranoia
in your mind. Now, by this time, Jones believed that the government, especially the CIA and the FBI, was out to get him.
Yeah, they probably were.
They probably were.
And if they weren't, they should have been.
They should, 100% they should have been. He was continuously worried about nuclear attacks, which back in the 50s and 60s, that was absolutely a very real threat.
Well, baby, it's a real threat now, too.
And I'm not saying that it isn't now, but it was really at the height of like nuclear testing and the Cuban Missile Crisis then. Yeah. So it was really real. People were building bomb shelters and prepping for the blast. So old Jonesy gets to thinking, and he decides, where would we be safe from a potential attack if one was enacted right here in the U.S.? South America, of course, specifically in Guyana. So Jones once again directs People's Temple to pack up and move not across the state this time, but to another country. And they did. They hauled up, they packed up, and they left. After he had told them that he had constructed a social paradise for them.
Hattie? Excuse me.
Well, you tell me, ma'am.
Okay.
In 1977, People's Temple arrived in the remote area of the Guyanese wilderness and began creating their utopian society. So, number one, he was full of shit. He didn't start anything. I mean, he had started, there was a building, and I mean, it was minimal, but he's feeding these members, oh, come here, come live with me in this utopia, and like he's not really even done anything over there yet.
I mean, I feel like the members probably don't care since they're signing those papers saying that they had assaulted their children. So
that's true. Now, the members quickly began to clear off the land and the wilderness, creating the perfect agricultural area, now known as People's Temple Agricultural Project, or AKA Jonestown. While the members worked, Jones's sermons would be played through a megaphone for them to listen while they worked. All day long. He would drone on and on and on. In the evenings, they were all required to attend propaganda classes, while the commune was guarded by their Red Brigade. So he had people who were in charge of the security of this place. One prior member tells about coming back to Jonestown after a 4-month stint in Georgetown, which is just kind of outside of the compound. And he recalls, instead of like 8 to 10 people in one cottage, in each little cottage that they had built there, it had actually grown to 14 people. And these weren't like big, nice cottages. These were shelters.
Yeah.
You know, the living conditions were terrible. Instead of free time after work, there were long, drawn-out sermons with him preaching his propaganda to his followers. The most disturbing part was the white nights that Jones had implemented. So you're sitting there, and anytime throughout the day, you would hear, alert, alert, alert. And it would be him, and he could be heard screaming over this loudspeaker to gather his followers. They would all hole up in the pavilion for the drill, and then they would be surrounded by the guards with bows and guns. And these would last hours, and sometimes even into the next day. These drills, these white nights. So these were the practice runs for when the FBI and the CIA descend upon their compound.
Huh. I don't have anything to say to that.
It's like a fire drill.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, I have nothing.
Terrible.
I'm here. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I don't know. I have a real hard time feeling sorry for people like this. Now, what happens to the kids and stuff, that I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm talking about, you've got adults who signed those papers.
That's just bonkers to me.
And now they have all moved across the country, or not the country, but moved to a different country.
Yep.
And they're doing all this. I mean, I want to say free will, but is it free will? I don't know. They're in a cult, like they're brainwashed. I don't know
what you call it.
I just have a hard time feeling sorry for people like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be like that. Maybe I should be like, I mean, he's a douche. So obviously
he is. He's
he's a turd. But
he's
I don't know. My sympathy lies with the kids and stuff, because I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about this story, so keep on going. I know how it ends. I just don't know how we get there.
So these drills were like stupid long, stupid extreme, and they were really meant to evoke like a very strong psychological reaction. So he would keep them holed up, like I said, into the next day, and it was really a mental, like it was a fear tactic. It was a mental drag, just having to stay up and go through this and hear his mouth go on and on and on. Now, to his followers, these white nights were very real.
Are you saying nights like Nights, or nights like Knig?
Nope,
okay.
White nights, like the night sky.
Okay.
This was a way for Jones to play their emotions and their moods and ensure that he had full control over him, and that he could indeed make them do what he wished. It was all about power and control. By this time, though, family members back in the U.S., they're starting to become increasingly worried and concerned for their loved ones who had made the pilgrimage to Guyana. There was a lack of letters or any type of call correspondence. And this actually started to get the American government into investigating.
Well, good deal.
One family was even able to win custody of one of the kids who had been whisked away to the country. This caused major paranoia within the cult. Many of the members would arm themselves with machetes and guns and threaten anyone who tried to interfere with their utopian society. All this unrest caused drills to be put in place, which, like I said, these white knights. And this particular white knight was where they would line up and they would practice committing this mass suicide. So all along, they knew what the end game was. All along, they knew they were practicing for this big finale. So he would call for this white knight, and they would come into the pavilion, and they would have the bats, not of the actual cyanide poisoning, but they had the bats, and they would teach them how to line up, and they would teach them how to go and how to grab a syringe full of, whatever for the kids. Like, it was very orchestrated. They were practicing this mass suicide. At one point, there was no escape from Jones' perfect community. He had been leveraging drugs he had stockpiled, such as Quaaludes, Valium, morphine, and over 11,000 doses of Thorazine. Now, Thorazine is really strong, and it's used to calm people with extreme mental health issues.
He should have took some.
He used these to just kind of control his followers. And Jones himself was in really bad shape at this time. Most of the time during his long sermons, he'd hold the receiver in his hand and he could barely string sentences together because he's so tweaking out himself. There's some of that tape, that audio file that it's just mumbling and you can't understand what he's saying at all. It's so eerie. After the massacre, authorities would later recover 10,000 injectable doses and 1,000 tablets of Thorazine, again, which was an antipsychotic, 20,000 doses of the painkiller Demerol, 3,000 liquid doses, and 2,000 tablets of Valium, 200 vials of injectable morphine, and thousands of doses of other powerful drugs such as those Quaaludes, Vistaril, Nollidur, I don't know, it's a sleep aid, and Inavir injections that was actually used as a tranquilizer that was used in surgeries. All the unrest at the behest of family members, Governor Leo Ryan of California decides it's probably a good idea to take a trip to Jonestown. Now, Governor Ryan was friends with a father of a known cult member, Bob Houston. Now, Houston's body was discovered October 5th of 1976 near a train track, just days after a taped conversation was had about leaving the temple. Related? No idea, but it looks really fishy. November 14th, 1978, Governor Ryan and other advisors, reporters, delegates, they all arrived in Guyana. By November 17th, a few of the members were in a meeting with Jones when it was abruptly cut short when a member of the cult tried to stab Governor Ryan.
Wow.
They headed back to the airstrip, but the plane would never take off. As they boarded the plane, their escorts from the temple drew their guns and opened fire. Governor Ryan was killed along with 4 others.
Governor of what?
Leo Ryan, California. Did you just zone out and miss that whole part?
No, I heard it. I didn't realize what was just happening.
Oh, yeah. So the governor of California.
Yes.
On behest of a family friend.
I know that.
Yep.
They went over to check everything and they had a meeting. Somebody tried to stab them. Then they were like, oh, we should get the hell on out of Dodge.
Yep.
They got back on the plane and then
they got ambushed.
And killed him.
They got ambushed. Yep. It killed 4.
He killed the governor of California?
Yep. Killed 4. Jones did not himself, but I'm sure he ordered it. He ordered it.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in my mind.
He might as well have. I tell you what, listen.
Yeah, he should have pulled the trigger.
He is just as liable for killing. Jim Jones is just as liable for killing the California governor as, hold on, I'm making a connection, as, what's her face?
No. Oh, shit, what's her name?
Rose. Gypsy Rose.
Oh, you went there.
Killed her mother.
I was thinking Epstein.
She may not have held the knife, but she did it.
She did it. She did it.
He didn't pull the trigger.
For sure.
But he did it.
For sure.
Anyways, continue.
Back at the temple, Jones told his followers that Ryan had been killed, and then it was time to carry out the White Knight.
What was his name? Governor what?
Leo Ryan.
Okay, go ahead.
He told them that this was a revolutionary suicide and that this was the only possible outcome. We need to make a small correction.
Yeah, I was looking up that Ryan guy just now.
Because she's all politicky.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I love it. But I was like, oh my gosh, the governor, that's... I would have thought that I would have heard of that. I don't know, just in any time in my life, just reading or whatever.
Right.
He was not the governor of California.
No.
He was a representative.
Yes.
Which means he was in the House of Delegates.
Yeah.
He was a representative. Yes.
Yes.
He was still a politician.
He was still a politician, yeah. I don't know why.
Still...
I'm pretty sure it's the governor in my book. So, but anyways, we like to correct ourselves.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play you something else. And this is going to be the last of my audio tape.
Good. How long is it? Oh, my God.
I tried. Please move. Wesley told me it would teach you the up.
I'll cut this part out.
If they saw it happen and ran in the bush and dropped the machine guns, I never in my life. But there'll be more. You got to move. Are you going to get the medication here? You got to move. Marceline, in about 40 minutes.
You have to move, and the people that are standing there in the aisle go stay in the radio room yard. But everybody get behind the table and back this way, okay? There's nothing to worry about. Everybody keep calm and try and keep your children calm.
His wife. I was going to say, who's that talking?
The older children can help love the little children and reassure them.
That's his wife.
Marceline.
They're not crying from pain. It's just a little bitter tasting, but they're not crying out of any pain.
Now, let me tell you something.
I hate her.
Cyanide poisoning is not an easy death. It causes convulsions, vomiting, stomach pain. I mean, literally, like, you hemorrhage. Like, it is not... And when I heard her say that word, like, the amount of anger that courses through my body.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a little bitter tasting. They're not screaming from pain.
So they did
the
this.
hell they ain't.
Right. So they did this. So here's this timeline. I don't want to take your story away from you.
You're good. Go ahead.
So what I was just reading, that Ron guy, he also tried to get Dan Quayle to come with him too. Did you know that?
Yeah.
He invited him.
Yeah. There was a bunch of people that...
But anyways, they went... talked, got back to the plane. He comes in and kills him. And then this, what you're listening to there, is just a few hours after they assassinated the congressman.
Yes. And that's what you can hear Jim say is, oh, they ambushed him in the bushes. He's like, and that's what he tells Marceline. He was like, we got about 40 minutes to get this done.
Yeah. Because they knew they were coming.
Because that's what they were doing. They knew that now that they were killed, they knew that they were coming after him. Like they were, so he begins his show, his big exit.
Keep going.
The people of Jonestown, some acceptant and serene, others probably coerced, queued in line to receive cups of cyanide punch and syringes. The children, more than 300, were poisoned first and can be heard crying and wailing on the commune's own audio tapes that was later recovered by the FBI. When Guyanese troops reached Jonestown the next morning, they discovered an eerie, silent vista frozen in time and littered with bodies. A tiny number of survivors, mainly people who had hidden during the poisoning, emerged. One elderly woman who slept through the entire ordeal, that would totally be me, that would be me. I'd sleep through the whole thing. Awoke to discover everyone dead. Jones was found dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now get this. So they're, when they're gathering the bodies, and keep in mind, this was not a quick recovery. So they're in Guyana. And
how many people actually died?
This is like 913 or something. It was almost like it was
so 1,000.
Insane.
So 1,000.
Like 1,000 people. But these bodies were just lined up on top of each other. And the crazy thing is there's something unsettling because there was a lot of people that were found with needles still in their arms where they had been injected with it because they wouldn't drink it. There were gunshot wounds, people who were shot, stabbed, whatever. So it wasn't just, I feel like we hear this story and we think everyone drank the Kool-Aid, but that wasn't so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of speculation that, yeah, some of them did. Some of them wanted to die glorified or whatever. But there was also evidence that there were several of those people who were murdered. Physically murdered with like syringes.
Sure.
They injected them. They shot them. It's just bonkers.
How many people survived?
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
I wonder if there was ever like a survival
I
thing.
think there is because it just says like she walked out. This old woman, like she walked out. She was asleep. That'd be me. I'd be like, I slept through that whole thing.
Well, it did happen before I was born. It happened in the late 70s.
Yep.
So it was before I was born.
So, but yeah,
that's just a horrific story.
It is. It is very horrific. It's very sad that people can be so out of their mind that they'll do something like that. And I don't know. It's just bonkers.
I don't understand people like that. They have such a weak, I don't know, like a weak mind, I guess. Maybe like a...
And I'm
is
sure,
that what you would say? Would you say like a weak mind?
I feel like
I'll say
some
it, weak
people
mind.
are just more easily manipulated than others.
Yeah, but my God, Elise, there's one thing about being manipulated, and there's another thing about going off the walls and to wherever in the hell you said they went and killing your children.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing than being manipulated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
But I got a lot of my information from Raven, which was the book by Tim Reiterman. I also I found these audio clips on another podcast. It's called Transmissions from Jonestown. And she has a lot of audio tapes. And they're super eerie because when they were in Guyana, they had to recycle these tapes. So like, I'm sure you could hear, like, some of the audio was really hard to make out because there was a lot of noise.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, like, music, and then you could hear voices. It's because they would reuse these tapes. So
they would tape over them?
They would just tape over them. So it sounds very haunting.
Yeah.
I was listening to this, and Zoe was going somewhere, and it come on, and she was like, ew, no. And she, like, turned it off. I was like...
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah. Like, it's so haunting. It's so chilling. But I had not heard those tapes.
But we think about things, sometimes we're like, oh, yeah, Jonestown, Jim Jones.
Yep. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, don't drink the Kool-Aid and all this stuff. But you don't actually think about the horrificness, which, I mean, who would want to?
No.
I don't want to think about that.
I mean, I knew about the story and I knew the basics of it, but I hadn't really dug deep. And I wanted
what happened with Heaven's Gate, though? They were all wearing Nikes or something, but didn't they all drink something, or they all did something too, or took cyanide pills or something?
I don't know. We'll cover it eventually, I'm sure. Like, it's on my list too.
And we don't have to. I'm just saying.
We'll cover that one too. I'll get you all the
they
good
were going to get on that spaceship.
Yeah.
They were going to get on a spaceship.
What was the other one too? There was Heaven's Gate.
Waco, Texas.
Waco.
That was bad.
Yeah, Waco.
That was bad too.
But
there's a mini series, Waco. I watched it years ago. It was hard to watch. It was a movie miniseries. But it was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch.
I don't think I could do that. So, yeah, that wraps up our story for this week. So sorry, guys, for like being MIA. And 'tis the holiday season, and 'tis busy. 'Tis is busy. Work is busy.
If you have never been in a room full of students that are
thank you.
2 weeks out from Christmas break,
God, I bet they're wound like.
They are wound
Golly.
up. They're wound up. They come in excited. They're tired.
You need to just start handing out melatonin gummies.
No, they're Jim Jones. Good grief.
I was wondering if you'd catch the reference.
Yeah, no.
You get a gummy and you get a gummy.
Oh, my Lord, Lisa. I have to take, do you know, speaking of melatonin gummies, I have to take melatonin every night to go to sleep. I can't fall asleep. If I don't take melatonin, I'll be up all night. Like, I just won't sleep. But I had seen a TikTok that had said, it was a doctor on TikTok, and he was like, less is more. Or it's claimed to be a doctor, I don't know. And I was like, I wonder, because I take 10 milligrams every night of melatonin. And so I did a little bit of research, and it said on the research that that's true. That's accurate, that 1 milligram will put you to sleep, help you fall asleep as much as 10 milligram was. So I took 1 milligram out, like a lot. I'd been taking 10 milligrams of melatonin for years.
Now, see, I had been taking melatonin because my brain don't shut off. Like, I just can't shut down. So I had been taking melatonin, but I had done the 3 and then up to the 5, and it quit working. So now I just buy the sleep pills at Dollar General and just pop them or do Tylenol PMs.
I was gonna say, don't take like Benadryl and stuff, because that's linked to early onset Alzheimer's. Yes, it is. People who take Benadryl every single night, Benadryl every single night, or take like an abundant amount of it, yes, it is linked to early onset Alzheimer's. So if you do that, quit.
That's scary.
Quit it. Quit it now.
No, I usually just pop the Tylenol PMs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
if you
the
should
sleep
do that.
aid. I don't know what's in those, but the little baby blue pills.
He's probably just a sleep aid.
But anywho,
I'm ready for bed now.
I am too. Yawning.
Yeah. Whoa. Y'all be safe and watch for
y'all catch us.
All right, do the outro. We're done.
So be sure to follow us at Watch for Deer Podcast on Facebook and Insta. Go like and follow our TikTok at Watch for Deer Podcast. Email us your stories or your opinions at watchfordeerpodcast@gmail.com. What?
Oh, I gotta mention. I'll mention it.
Mention
next
it
time.
now.
No, I don't want to mention it now because it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's a scary thing in Huntington. I'll mention it next episode.
You're going to leave everybody hanging.
I'm going to. Well, you started with that recording and I couldn't jump into it.
And I know I did.
So I didn't get to talk about everything.
I should have.
Yes, but somebody in Huntington messaged me about a haunted house down there beside Marshall with all kinds of stories and stuff. And I wanted to talk about it. About some stuff that was going on in this house. We'll talk about it next time.
Maybe you should write a haunted episode. Haunted Huntington.
Haunted Huntington? Ooh, maybe. Probably not, but whatever. But I will definitely talk about this.
I mean, you should do something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Something. Do something.
Okay.
Anything.
All right.
Other than sit there and look pretty.
Well, it's all I can do right now.
Guys, if you enjoy our show, please rate and share us with your friends, family, and your coworkers. Y'all be safe. And watch for deer.